Parker picked this story for me to read to you today. It's one of his favorites, The Lonely Crocodile. One hot and steamy sunny day, beside the soggy swamp, a lonely crocodile called Clarence set off for a stomp. Though normally a happy chap, today he felt quite blue, and so he thought he'd look around and find a friend or two. He wandered by the lily pads where 3 frogs hopped about. "Will you let me join your game?" asked Clarence with a shout. But as he clumped up to the pond, the frogs yelled out in fright, then dived into the water where they huddled out of sight. Poor old Clarence lumbered on, still happy to explore, and soon he found some otters who were splashing by the shore. "Can I play with you?" he called. "I'm feeling quite alone." But rather than reply to him, they shrieked and darted home. Clarence sighed and carried on, plodding up the creek until he saw 2 little bears playing hide and seek. But when the bear cubs spotted him, they hid behind a mound, and Clarence thought the pair of them would rather not be found. By this point, lonely Clarence was beginning to despair. Then he came across 2 herons who were fishing in a pair. He waddled up to ask them if they'd like to stop and play, but when they saw his spiky teeth, they squawked and flew away. Clarence gave a wistful sigh and mooched home miserably. "No one wants to be my friend. Why not? What's wrong with me?" But just then from the undergrowth there loomed a scary smile, belonging to a whopping, huge, enormous crocodile. Clarence froze in terror, then quaked with fear and shock. He darted off to hide himself behind the nearest rock. But then he heard a little sob, a sound he sadly knew. The other croc was crying. Could he be lonely too? So Clarence coughed and shyly asked, "Would you like to play?" "Would I?" gasped the other croc. "Of course, you've made my day." And so the 2 new snappy friends frolicked in the sun. Neither one was lonely now. Their lives were full of fun.